Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how can we plot the XRD of titanium dioxide in origin. So we know that titanium dioxide may exist in three phases: anatase, rutile, and bruchite. So in my samples I have only anatase phase and rutile phase. Let's see how can we make a professional plot of this data. So let's open the origin first. After we open the origin, we will now import our data. Generally, when you do your XRD analysis, you get your XRD data in the raw format. Sorry. So you can convert your data from raw format into XY. So now let me export my XY data. In my case, I have annealed my samples from 600 to 1000, and here I have the data for the standard anatase and rutile phase. So when we export this data into our origin, then we get something like this one. Okay, so I'm gonna make it as this one. I don't need this book, so I delete it. Okay, good. So book one also I don't need it, so I'm gonna delete this one also. Okay, so now I will also import my anatase and rutile data into the origin. So I have here book 2 and book 1. I will call it as rutile. So your rutile phase, and this one is the anatase phase. So I have anatase and rutile both, and I have this data over here. In order to make, I can make this plot without even arranging the data also, but that does not look nice. For instance, I'm gonna make this plot. This is my XRD data, and I'm gonna insert the other XRD data into this graph. But as you can see here, that with this one I'm not able to make the better distinction between all the plots. Maybe I can show you that I can make it as a group so that the things are more visible. So actually this plot is okay, but from here I cannot see the details how my anatase and rutile phase are changing with the temperature. So in order to do that, what I can do, I can put all the data in single sheet, so a single workbook. So I will open the workbook here, and I will copy first of all my first sample over here. Okay, I copied it, and now I can add some columns, 1, 2, so this is 700, 800, 900, and 1000. So now I have, I can name it, right? This is 2 theta, and this one is 600. This one is 700. This one is 800. Next one is 900, and the last one is 1000 C. So my samples name are already here. So now I'm gonna copy all the data and paste it over here. So this is 700. Now this is 800 sample, and I have 900 sample, and then finally I have 1000. Okay. Okay, good. So now what we can do, we can select all data over here and we can plot as a stack. So when you have stack, then you can see all the data is in one plot. And now it looks better, as you can see here. You can see this data looks better. So maybe I can delete this scale over here. I don't need it. And I also don't need this one. This is also I don't need. I will need only one, so I will delete this one and this one also. And these lines also I don't need them, so I'm gonna delete it like this one. Okay, good. And let's delete this one also. Later on we can add the labels for each graph. This one also, this is intensity in arbitrary units, so we don't need the scales over here. So what I can do, I can put it at intensity, that is arbitrary unit. So good. I can make it, I can increase the font size as this one, and here I can rescale it. Maybe I can start it from 20 to 85. Okay, good. Okay, good. And okay, 20 is also not good, so I can start with the 22. Okay, now it looks better. And also I can increase the line width over here, so I can make it as 3. This one also has 3, also 3, also 3, and this one also 3. Good. And what I can do is that I can change the color of it. Each first one is black, that's okay, that's not a problem. So next one I can make it as red. The next one I can make it as blue. Good. And next one I can make it as let's say green. Good. And the last one I can make it as orange. Good. And the scale I can increase as it is 26, and since these numbers are very close to each other, so we can increase the value to 10. Good. And the scale over here is 2 theta, so I can write here 2 theta, and the units are in degree. So I can make it increase the font size to this one. So okay, if increase the size over here. So this is how you can plot the stacks graph for your paper. And then the next step is to label them. So you can label it as you can label it as 600C. So this is our sample that was annealed at 600C, and then we have 700C, and then we have our next sample that was annealed at 800, and then 900, yes, and then 1000. Sorry, 1000. So I'm gonna put this one over here, this one over here, and this one over here. And I can change the color. This is red, this is blue, this one is green, and this one is orange. So good. And we can also label the peaks over here. For instance, this is Anatase, so I label it as A101. That is this peak. That is this peak. Okay. And then so this one is Anatase. Okay, this one is Anatase. This one is rutile, R110. So you can see there is a smooth transition from Anatase to rutile phase over here. Okay. If you want to show only this part in the graph, that is also possible. What you can do, you can just duplicate this plot. You can just duplicate this plot. Yes, and then choose only this region. So that is this one. You can only make the scale from 22 to 30 to see there is a good transition. See, so this is Anatase peak, this one is Anatase, and this one is rutile phase. So you can see how the Anatase phase has been changed and transferred into rutile phase by annealing the samples. And of course there are some other phases also, so you can identify them by looking at their respective Anatase and rutile